God's creation. Imagine standing in a quiet field on a clear night, the sky above you a breathtaking canvas of twinkling stars. The Milky Way stretches like a shimmering river of light, and the moon glows softly, casting a gentle silver hue over the earth. This is the scene David, the psalmist, evokes in Psalm 8:3 when he writes, "When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place." It's a moment that stops you in your tracks, making you feel both small and awestruck. The universe is vast, billions of galaxies, each with countless stars, spinning in perfect harmony. Scientists tell us the observable universe is about 93 billion light-years across. That's a number so big it's hard to wrap our minds around. Yet every star, every planet, every comet was crafted by God's hand, a testament to His infinite power and creativity. Thank you for watching God's Word Inspires. Please subscribe to the channel to give me more motivation. I will pray for God's blessings upon you and your loved ones every day. I hope you enjoy this video. This cosmic perspective isn't just about marveling at the size of the universe, it's about recognizing the one who made it all. God's glory doesn't just fill the heavens, it surpasses them. The stars are magnificent, but they're only a glimpse of His majesty. Think about it. The same God who hung the sun in the sky knows your name, your dreams, your fears. That's the kind of Creator we worship. One who is both immeasurably great and deeply personal. When we gaze at the night sky, it's an invitation to pause and worship, to let the beauty of God's creation draw us closer to Him. This sense of wonder can change how we live. In our busy lives, rushing to work, scrolling through social media, juggling endless to-do lists, it's easy to forget the bigger picture. But taking time to notice God's handiwork, whether it's a starry sky, a vibrant sunset, or the delicate petals of a flower, can bring peace to our hearts. It reminds us that we're part of something much larger, a divine masterpiece that reflects God's love and purpose. Maybe you felt this during a hike in the mountains or a walk along the beach, where the rhythm of nature slows you down and fills you with gratitude. That's God speaking through His creation, whispering, "I am here and I am good." David's words in Psalm 8 encourage us to see the universe as a gift, not just a random collection of atoms. Every sunrise, every chirping bird, every rolling wave is a brushstroke in God's artwork. And the most incredible part? He invites us to be part of it. We're not just spectators. We're woven into the fabric of creation, designed to reflect His glory. So next time you step outside, take a moment to breathe deeply and look around. Let the majesty of God's creation remind you of His power and love. It's a simple act, but it can anchor your soul in peace, no matter what challenges you're facing. This perspective also challenges us to think beyond ourselves. If God created this vast, beautiful world, how can we honor it? Maybe it's picking up litter at a local park, planting a tree, or simply being mindful of the resources we use. Caring for creation is a way to say thank you to the one who made it all. It's a worshipful response to the God whose fingers shaped the stars and whose heart shaped us. As we stand under the vastness of the heavens, let's commit to living with awe, gratitude, and purpose, knowing we're part of God's grand story. Now, picture yourself under that same starry sky, feeling the weight of the universe's enormity. It's humbling, isn't it? You might wonder, who am I in the grand scheme of things? That's exactly the question David asks in Psalm 8:4. What is mankind that you are mindful of them, human beings that you care for them? It's a question that resonates deeply, especially in moments when we feel small or insignificant. Yet David doesn't stop there. He marvels that the God who created the cosmos not only notices us, but cherishes us. This truth is at the heart of human dignity, a gift that sets us apart in God's creation. Think about what this means. You're not just a speck in the universe. You're a masterpiece, intentionally designed by a loving Creator. Psalm 8:5 says, "You have made them a little lower than the angels and crowned them with glory and honor." That's powerful imagery. Picture a crown, radiant and regal, placed on your head by God Himself. It's not because of anything you've earned, it's because of who He created you to be. Being a little lower than the angels means you're uniquely positioned in creation, with a purpose that reflects God's heart. You're not an accident, you're a reflection of His glory. This dignity isn't just for a select few, it's for every person. The barista making your coffee, the neighbor you wave to, the stranger on the bus, they all carry this divine crown. This perspective can transform how we treat others. Imagine if we saw everyone through God's eyes, recognizing their worth no matter their background, mistakes, or status. It might mean offering a kind word to someone who's struggling or listening patiently to a friend. These small acts honor the dignity God has given us all. But this gift of dignity comes with responsibility. Being crowned with glory and honor means we're called to live in a way that reflects God's character. It's about integrity, compassion, and love. For example, when you choose forgiveness over bitterness, you're living out the honor God has placed on you. When you stand up for someone being treated unfairly, you're reflecting His justice. These choices aren't always easy, but they're part of what it means to carry God's image in a broken world. This truth also brings comfort in moments of doubt. Maybe you felt unworthy or wondered if you matter. Life can be hard. Failed dreams, broken relationships, or personal struggles can make us question our value. But Psalm 8 reminds us that your worth isn't tied to your achievements or circumstances. It's rooted in God's unchanging love. He sees you, knows you, and calls you His own. That's a truth you can hold on to, no matter what. For Christians, this dignity finds its ultimate expression in Jesus. The New Testament in Hebrews 2:6-8 points to Christ as the perfect example of humanity's glory and honor. Jesus, fully God and fully human, shows us what it means to live with divine purpose. He walked with humility, loved sacrificially, and redeemed us through His death and resurrection. Knowing that Jesus shares our humanity can fill us with hope and inspire us to follow His example. So how do we embrace this dignity in our daily lives? Start by seeing yourself as God sees you, worthy, loved, and purposeful. Then extend that grace to others. Maybe it's volunteering at a local shelter, encouraging a coworker, or simply smiling at someone who looks down. These actions ripple outward, spreading God's love. Let's live as crowned children of God, walking confidently in the dignity He's given us, and sharing that gift with the world. It's a calling that brings peace to our hearts and light to those around us. God's creation is a symphony of beauty and balance. Towering mountains, lush forests, sparkling oceans, all teeming with life. In Psalm 8:6, David reveals humanity's unique role in this divine masterpiece. You made them rulers over the works of your hands. You put everything under their feet. This isn't about lording over nature like a tyrant. It's about stewardship, a sacred trust to care for God's world with wisdom and love. As stewards, we're called to reflect God's heart by nurturing and protecting the earth, partnering with Him in His ongoing work of creation. Think of the earth as a garden God has entrusted to us. Just as a gardener tends to plants with care, watering, pruning, and protecting them from harm, we're called to tend to creation. This idea goes back to Genesis 1:28, where God tells Adam and Eve to fill the earth and subdue it. The word subdue doesn't mean exploit. It means to bring order and flourishing, to help creation thrive. Picture a farmer planting seeds, a park ranger preserving wildlife, or a community cleaning up a riverbank. These acts of care reflect God's desire for His world to flourish. Stewardship touches every part of life. It's in the big things, like supporting policies that protect forests or oceans, and the small things, like recycling a plastic bottle or turning off a light to save energy. For example, consider a family who starts composting food scraps to enrich their garden soil. It's a simple step, but it honors God's creation by reducing waste. Or think of a church group organizing a beach cleanup, picking up trash to keep marine life safe. These actions show love for God's handiwork and set an example for others. But stewardship isn't just about the environment. It's about responsibility in all areas. It's how we use our time, talents, and resources. Are we investing in things that bring life and beauty? Or are we caught up in consumerism that depletes the earth? Reflecting on questions like these can lead to practical changes. Maybe it's choosing to buy locally grown produce to support sustainable farming, or cutting back on single-use plastics. Each choice is a way to say, God, I value what you've made. This calling also connects us to each other. When we care for creation, we're caring for people, ensuring clean water for communities, preserving forests for future generations, or protecting animals from harm. It's a way of loving our neighbors, both near and far. For instance, reducing carbon emissions helps slow climate change, which affects farmers in distant countries facing droughts. Our actions ripple across the globe, reflecting God's heart for justice and compassion. As Christians, we find inspiration in Jesus, who Hebrews 2:6-8 links to Psalm 8. Jesus modeled perfect stewardship, caring for people's physical and spiritual needs, from feeding the hungry to healing the sick. He showed us that true dominion is about service, not selfish gain. Following his example, we can approach stewardship with humility, asking, how can I serve God's creation today? Living as stewards brings peace and purpose. There's joy in planting a tree, knowing it will shade others years from now. There's fulfillment in conserving water, trusting it preserves resources for communities in need. These acts align us with God's vision for a thriving world. So let's embrace this role with enthusiasm, whether it's tending a backyard garden, advocating for clean energy, or teaching kids to love nature. Every step honors the Creator and deepens our connection to His beautiful world. Psalm 8 is a love letter from God, reminding us of our place in His creation and our responsibility to care for it. It's a call to stewardship that resonates today, urging us to live with intention and reverence for the world God made. Stewardship isn't a burden, it's a privilege. A chance to partner with the Creator in nurturing His handiwork. Whether it's protecting wildlife, conserving resources, or simply appreciating nature's beauty, every action counts and reflects our love for God. Start with your daily habits. Consider how you use water, energy, or food. Could you take shorter showers to save water? Maybe switch to reusable bags instead of plastic ones at the grocery store. These choices might seem small, but they add up, creating a lifestyle that honors God's creation. For example, a family that bikes to school instead of driving reduces pollution and enjoys time together outdoors. It's a win for the planet and their hearts. Stewardship also means advocating for change. You might join a community garden project or support organizations working to preserve endangered species. Imagine the impact if every person planted one tree. Billions of new trees could cool the planet and provide homes for wildlife. Or think about voting for leaders who prioritize clean air and water. These actions amplify our care for creation, showing the world what it means to live as God's stewards. This calling extends to how we treat animals. Psalm 8, verse 7-8 mentions the creatures under our care, the beasts of the field, the birds in the sky, and the fish in the sea. Whether it's adopting a pet, supporting humane farming, or protecting habitats, we're called to show kindness to all God's creatures. Picture a volunteer rescuing sea turtles tangled in nets. Each life saved is a victory for God's kingdom. For believers, stewardship is deeply spiritual. It's worship in action, a way to thank God for His gifts. When we pick up trash in a park, we're saying, "Lord, your creation matters." When we teach kids to recycle, we're passing on a legacy of care. And when we pray for wisdom to live sustainably, we're trusting God to guide us. These moments draw us closer to Him, filling us with peace as we align with His purposes. The New Testament ties Psalm 8 to Jesus in Hebrews 2:6-8, showing that Christ fulfilled humanity's role as the ultimate steward. He cared for creation by serving others, from calming storms to feeding crowds. His life inspires us to steward with love, not greed. So let's ask ourselves, how can I care for God's world today? Maybe it's starting a compost bin, supporting a clean energy initiative, or simply pausing to thank God for a sunrise. Each act is a step toward a flourishing earth and a heart at peace. Reflecting on Psalm 8 invites us to consider our place in the world and our relationship with the Creator. It encourages us to cultivate awe and gratitude for the beauty and complexity of creation. Recognize the inherent dignity of every person created in God's image. Embrace our role as stewards, caring for the earth and its inhabitants. Live with humility, acknowledging that our worth comes from God. Worship God, acknowledging His majesty and our place in His creation. Psalm 8 is a timeless reminder of the grandeur of God and the dignity of humanity. It calls us to reflect on our place in the universe, to embrace our role as caretakers of creation, and to live in a way that honors the Creator. As we meditate on this psalm, may it inspire us to live with a sense of awe, responsibility, and gratitude, recognizing that we are part of God's magnificent creation. After watching, remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment on the video. I have many good videos to share. Learn to give, and God will give peace to you and your family.